Good morning. It's June 30th, 2016, and the last trading day of the month, the last trading day of the quarter, the semi-annual day, and as we've talked about all week, this tends to favor rallies in the stock markets, which ultimately will probably dampen the buying in treasuries. Bonds, treasuries can sell on the last day of the month, last day of the quarter, last day of the year. Equities don't. The tendency is for them to rally almost all the time. Not always true. I put an article up. First lead article of the day was there's an 85% plus chance that the market will rally tomorrow. And again, this comes back from the old days where Wall Street did not want people worrying and fretting about their portfolios over the weekend. They didn't want that extra day to think about it. So they would come in and be sellers. You know, somebody has to buy this stock no matter what. And the name of the game in the stock market before the rise of electronic trading, high frequency trading, has been buy low, transfer those shares to the retail investing public at the highs, i.e. distribution, and start the game all over again. So that's where we find ourselves today. Tendency of the stock market is going to be to rally today and rally tomorrow because of manipulation and compensation when you get right down to it. Okay, I think the low's probably in treasuries. I think the bias is still to the downside. I think we will find sellers. We don't have a lot of news today. Jobless claims 266 has been the default at 270. Chicago PMI 50.5. That can come in lower than forecast, and 48 BCF for natural gas inventories. So there's the news focus, but I do believe ultimately that this market's going to swing on the direction of the E-mini, and that's likely to trade up. So first sells 27 to 31, second sells 3 to 7. On the buy side, 17 to 21, then 9 to 13. Let them come right back down, get stops below the overnight session low, but ultimately find buyers. I don't know about you all, but the 4th of July is really a very special holiday, especially for kids. I mean, what could be more fun than picnicking, playing in the water, being out of doors, and shooting off fireworks, especially if you're a male. When we grew up, the little gals were mostly into sparklers. That's probably changed a great deal these days. Probably out there throwing what they call cherry bombs, which really aren't, right along with the guys. Okay, again, I think the situation is the same in the bond as it is in the note. I think the low is in, but I don't think we can break it out with some help from the E-mini. Right now we've got resistance at 8 to 12. That is our first little band of resistance. If it holds, we want to get short to come back and retest the 171.20 area. We'll put 24, 28 as our first little support band. 17 to 21 buy 1. 5 to 9 buy 2. I do think the lows are in. Gold is lower because of the strength in equities. I mean, We live in an age where everything is controlled or manipulated. They think that it is. And ultimately the dam breaks, and I don't know when that is, but the story is the same everywhere. The news is controlled. Stock markets are controlled. It's Bank of Japan actually lists, I think they had something like 80% of the ETFs on their balance sheet, which is why their market is holding up. Ultimately, back in the old days, in a private economy, ultimately banks and insurance companies ended up owning everything. Now, with all the centralized power that governments have, the governments end up owning everything. And you can see that especially out west in land. You can see it now in the Treasury's balance sheet. And if they start adding stocks to the list, I mean, they own it. And ultimately, that's probably one of their goals. It doesn't matter to them what the value of the stock market or the rest of it is then. Okay, looking at gold, 25 is probably resistance. We have this high volume number at 23, so our first sell. 23.25, followed by 29 to 31. On the buy side, 14 to 16, and then 10 to 12. So I look for kind of a quiet trading day today. Don't think they can break it out. In fact, Bullard's talk at 1:30 might be the biggest news event of the day. Stock market rallies, gold should be off a little bit, but probably won't break. So 10 to 15 is where we want to buy it. 25 to 30 is where we want to sell it. Euro's up a little bit. Dollar's off naturally a little bit to the euro, but up against the yen. So currencies are mixed around the world. Last night we left wanting to sell the 75 area, and then the buck at 112. It still looks reasonably good this morning. So we are at 45 right now. Last rotate up stopped at 73. So 60 to 70, sell 1. 90 to 112 even, sell 2. On the buy side, we have the London low at basically we'll make 15 to 20, buy 1. And then 110 even, 109.90, buy 2. Crude oil's off a little bit. Had a hell of a run yesterday, didn't it? So we've got a P, but we're trading at 49.06, so we'll do a W split right there. Move out of the middle. Last rotate up was 49.30, so 49.25. 49.50, pretty aggressive, sell 1. 49.75.50, sell 2, not so aggressive. On the buy side, we had the breakout from 48.70, so 48.50, 48.75, buy 1. 48 even, 48.25, buy 2. Okay, the E-mini, I expect it to rally today and tomorrow also. I do remember one 4th of July, and it may have been last year, where the E-mini actually sold on the 4th. The years are kind of a blur for me, if you know what I mean. Yes, Charles, we know what you mean. Okay, the London low is 56, 57, so we're at 65. We broke it out at 63, so trading a little bit lower right now, so 59, 61, buy one. They make us pay up early to get into this contract. Then 50, 52, buy two. In case they head fake us, sell it early, then bring it back late. That's if it does sell. It does sell early, and then it rallies back usually with a great deal of strength. 70. I think they can get stops above the overnight session high. So we got this low volume number at 76.50. We got a market number at 75. So 74, 76, sell one. 80 to 85, sell two. The attractor is 88. So if we take out that 76 level with patience, a limit sell at 87.50, 87.75, taking advantage of that structural sell would be a trade that we would take. Then see what happens. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.